Here we are in mid-chapter 6 exercises number 16 through 24. Here we're simplifying, but notice these are addition and subtraction signs. That means we need to get common denominators, and once we have common denominators, we simply add or subtract the numerators. So that's the biggest key. Factor the bottoms so we can tell what they're made of, and then if we're missing factors on one or the other, we simply multiply top and bottom of a fraction to get the common denominators, then add. So here, these two denominators both have a y, but this guy doesn't have an x and that guy doesn't have a z. So if we times by x over here and x there and a z there and a z there, we now have common denominators of x, y, z. And this is a 5x plus a 7z. And that's really all it is we get to do whatever we want, multiply top and bottom by anything we want, and that gets us a common denominator. Same thing happens over here. And when we do that, have that common denominator, xyz, we're now legal to just add the numerators. Excellent. Number 17, x cubed. So that's x times x times x. So we would need to times this one by x squared. If we do that, we now have 9 over x cubed plus 2x squared over x cubed equals 9 plus 2x squared all over x cubed. And that's it. Number 18. We better factor these, see what they're made of. This is a times a plus 4, and this is b times a plus 4. So in order for these two to be the same, let's get a different color here when we do it. If we times this guy by b on top and bottom, and this guy by a on top and bottom, we now have common denominators. So when we add them, it's 4b plus a all over a plus 4. Good. Common denominator, add the numerators all on the same, over the same denominator. All right, number 19. Factor this bottom. We have x plus 8 times x minus 8. On this one, what multiplies to a negative 24 and adds to positive 5? That's x plus 8, x minus 3, it looks like. Okay, so now let's put the things in that'll make it a common denominator. They both have an x plus 8, so that's already in common. We need an x minus 8 over here. So that's got to be an x minus 8. And then this over here needs the x minus 3. So we multiply this fraction by x minus 3 on top and bottom, and this one by x minus 8 on top and bottom. When you look at it, you're like, oh wait, shouldn't we cancel those x minus 3's? Nope. We just barely unsimplified this fraction, so it would have a common denominator with that one. So let's jump this in and let's write it all out. We get 2x minus 6 plus 3x minus 24 all over x minus 3, x plus 8, x minus 8. Let's simplify this. That's 2x plus 3x is 5x minus a 30. Yeah, minus a 30 all over that big denominator there. Let's see if we can write it down. Minus 3, x plus 8, x minus 8. Now the question is, could this cancel? Let me see. You could rewrite this as 5 factored out. You need to add those and then factor that 5 parentheses x minus 6. Will anything cancel? Nope. So you could write it like this, or with the top factored back to 5 times x minus 6. All right. What do we have on number 20? This guy has x plus 3, x minus 3. This one, what times is to 21 and adds to 10? X plus 3, x plus 7. All righty, so they both have an x plus 3 in them, so we're going to need something different there. The x minus 3 over here. So we need to put that guy in. Good, and this one needs an x plus 7. So altogether on the top we have 7x plus 49 plus 2x minus 6 all over x plus 7, x plus 3, x minus 3. And then the top simplifies to 9x plus 43. Is that right? Yeah. And we can look and see if this guy factors to cancel with anything that's left on the bottom, but it looks like the 9 and the 43 don't have anything in common, so we're kind of stuck right there. Interesting, addition of fractions. All right, number 21. Let me see. We can't really factor these, so this guy needs an x minus 1. And times by x minus 1. And this guy needs an x plus 1. Yeah, with nothing in common, you just have to multiply the two denominators. So this becomes 3x minus 3. Now watch out, there's a minus 5 that jumps in here. So minus 5x minus 5 all over this x minus 1, x plus 1. 3x minus 5x, that's negative 2x, right? Negative 2x minus 8 all over x minus 1, x plus 1. Any simplifying that we can do? Well, we could take a negative 2 out and get an x plus 4. But does that actually do anything? No, it doesn't. Alrighty, number 22. Oh, x, 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 and a y, y. This guy needs a y squared on it to make the common denominator, so it'd be x cubed y squared. So this guy needs an xy squared and an xy squared. That'll make an x cubed y squared, and this guy needs x cubed. So altogether we have 5y squared plus 4xy squared plus 8, minus, I missed the minus sign there, minus 8x cubed all over y squared x cubed y squared. And can you take anything common out of the top? Nope, so it looks like it's left just like that. Number 22. We better factor this, see what it's made of. Timesing up to a negative 6, adding to negative 1, that's x minus 3 times x plus 2. Oh, that's kind of a nice something right here. We already have the x minus 3 here, so we just need the x plus 2. X plus 2. And then here, we need the x minus 3 times by x minus 3. On that one, x minus 3. And now all three denominators are x plus 2 times x minus 3, x plus 2 times x minus 3, x plus 2 times x minus 3. So on the top we have, let me see, let's write that common denominator, x plus 2 times x minus 3. That's the common denominator on all of them. We now have 3x plus 6 minus 5x plus 15. Make sure you see that minus 5 jumping in, and then the plus 2x. So 3x minus 5x is negative 2x plus 2x. The x's all go away, and we're just left with 21 over x plus 2 times x minus 3. Cool. Number 24. Factor this guy. This guy's made up of an x and an x minus 4. This guy's made up of an x and an x minus 5. Oh boy, so common denominator would be x times x minus 4 times x minus 5. I want to write that in a different color to make it stand out. So this guy already has the x, so we actually need to times by an x minus 4 and an x minus 5. Ugh. So we're going to have x minus 4 times x minus 5. Okay, that's going to take some doing when we get it all together. This one already has the x and the x minus 4, so we need an x minus 5 on this one. X minus 5 right there. And this has the x and the x minus 5, so we need an x minus 4 and an x minus 4. So now we have common denominator of x, x minus 4, x minus 5. Now we have to put all the tops together. This is x squared minus 5x minus 4x plus 20. So x squared minus 9x plus 20. And timesing everything by 4, we get 4x squared minus 36x plus 80. Then the minus 2x right here jumping in goes and gives us minus 2x squared plus 10x. And then the last one, a positive 7 jumps in here, and we get plus 7x minus 28. All right, let's put it all together. This equals, on the top we have 4x squared minus 2x squared, that's 2x squared, minus 36x plus 10x is minus 26x, plus 7 is a minus 19x, and 80 minus 28 is 52, so plus a 52. All over x times x minus 4 times x minus 5. We should really check to see if this this actually factors. 2 times 52 would be 104. 104 is what, 26 times 4, but I think that's as close as we'll get. So nope, that's not going to factor. So we're stuck right there.